Hey Project Fam, I'm going to take you through the process of me growing from seeds, me going to the nursery, also buying some plants. How do I set those plants inside self-watering containers that grow above ground? I don't even have a big garden here. And then lastly, I'm going to show you how these little seedlings, these little 2-inch plants will grow to be 6 feet tall and taller. That's all I got. Stay tuned. Some of you might be wondering, where was I? Well, I had a new project. Yeah, that convertible right there. That's my car project. If you don't know anything about my channel and what I love to do, I kind of live between cars and soil. And I got hung up on my car project. So yeah, that's my car project. But that's not why we're here to talk today. Today, we're going to talk about where have I been. So full disclosure, all this material you're watching right now has been recorded over a month ago. So I'm going to do my best to kind of get everyone up to speed to where we are today. But this content was such fire that I just couldn't get rid of it. So here I am preparing the self-watering containers. So what I'm doing is I'm just cutting a hole in the top of the weed cloth so I can set the plants inside. And there was a whole video of me replenishing the soil, adding nutrients to the soil, tying the weed cloth around it. I'm not going to show you all that. As a matter of fact, maybe one day I'll just republish a video that I did maybe from last year. But yeah, all that's done. So after I cut a hole, I kind of move the soil to the side. You can take a little cup or something, you can add it to the container. In this case, I'm just adding some plants that I bought from the nursery. Very moist. I usually don't like my plants to be that wet. And then all I do is I push the soil around the plant, kind of set it and almost forget it. The cool thing about that weed cloth also is it keeps the weeds from growing in the entire pot. Like there'll be some weeds that might grow around the plant, and it's very easy for me just to weed, around that one plant. But I love the weed cloth. I would not grow in self-watering containers without that. Those look like okra, some variation of okra, and okra is going to grow about 6 feet tall. And maybe each of those okra plants might give off maybe 10 okras throughout the season. In addition to okra, I have some collard greens that I'm going to plant inside these self-watering containers. And they're not really self-watering containers because I do water the containers, except that little spout to the white spout to the right. I have a water tube, irrigation tube that I just put down in there, or you could just have a watering can or a garden hose, and make sure that you keep water in the bottom of the containers in the reservoir. So the purpose of this video is just to show you how easy it is to go to the nursery, put some plants inside a self-watering container that has the weed block, and how easy it is to grow. That's really the purpose of said video today. So lettuce grows really well in this moist environment as well. Stop saying as well. So there I am planting lettuce. Just kind of push it down a little bit. And that is it for the lettuce. And for the other containers, I'll probably add some tomatoes. Tomatoes also do really well in a self-watering container. For those of you who don't have a yard and just have a patio, well, you could do this on your patio as well. So here I am. Those are my city picker container. Picked it up from a big box store probably 6 seasons ago and have been using it every year since. I am adding some tomatoes purchased from a nursery. inside these containers, and I'm probably going to add only 2 tomatoes per container because a tomato likes to have room. It likes its own nutrients. It does not like to share. Tomatoes are glorified weeds. They need water, sunlight, and they will grow, especially these tomatoes. This is the indeterminate variety. They'll grow until you tell it not to grow or chop it down. Yeah, that was all of what? 20 seconds? Done. Done. Maybe I'll let you see 2 more. That's really it. Done. Again, that's how I didn't speed this up. That's how quickly you can plant inside these self-watering containers or city picker containers. Now I'm on to my little indoor grow space. Here I have some peppers primarily that have been germinating, and I marked on the cups exactly what they are, and I'm going to take these and move these to an outdoor home. All right, now we're going to take my red Solo cups. And now that I'm planting this, I found something so interesting. So the last city picker container that I'm planting, those are from seeds. Everything else to the left that I planted already, I purchased, but they're all exactly the same height. They're the same height. Let me give you a quick glimpse into the future. That's right. That's what they look like right now. And if you notice that container to the far right, those were grown from seeds. And the 3 containers on the left were purchased at a nursery, the tomato plants, cherry tomato plants, and they're all exactly the same height. How crazy is that? All right, back to present time. That's right, the little guys I'm planting in the self-watering container right now are over 6 feet tall. They are doing their thing, but this is how it starts out. Then I'll add some soil around the plants that they're familiar with. Familiar soil. And this tomato plant is good to go. Good to go solo. But it's not solo. It's in a solo cup. All right, I digress. The next thing I'm going to do is just add some pretty marigolds to all of these plants, to all of these tomato pots. Marigolds do a few things for me. One, they attract pollinators, so I get a great amount of flowers on my tomatoes that need some help in pollination. And number 2, they're a natural repellent to some pests. Not all of them, like aphids, but some of them. And frankly, they look nice. So I add marigolds to my entire garden bed. I usually get these from the nursery, but frankly, they're going to seed at the end of the season. And from one plant, you might have like 400 marigold seeds if you choose to do that. So yes, I'm just adding marigolds as a final stage to my cherry tomato planting process. And that's it. I appreciate you all for watching. Hopefully you learned something new. If you have any questions, please let me know. Like I said, I've been doing this every year for probably 6 years. I have a great rhythm and I get a great harvest from these plants.